Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas. Jai Jagannath is a greeting or a way which is actively uplifting when you are participating in the Ratha Yatra Jagannath Puri. And why I'm remembering Bhagwan Jagannath today, I have the good fortune of the presence of three members of Odisha Society of America, which was formed, yes, half a century ago. 50 years ago, Odisha Society of America came into being, and now while they are celebrating their 50th year with a special convention that is going to happen in the month of July, I take this opportunity of welcoming National President of Odisha Society of America, LALATENDU MOHANTY ji. Namaste. Swagat hai aapka. I also have the pleasure of welcoming very dynamic members of Odisha Society of America's New Jersey chapter, President and General Secretary, both Shri Vatsadji is with us, and also we have Yashaswini ji with us. She is General Secretary of this. And why don't we begin with you, LALATENDU ji, being National President of this important organization which has 18 chapters. What is your recollection when you came to know about this organization, and how important you feel it has played a role for especially Odia community as well as for Indian Americans here?
So I am associated with this organization for last 20 years. Of course, I came to this country around 25 years back. What I found is this is an organization representing all Odias and Odisha loving people, representing them, providing them a social safety net. Besides that, it also promotes and preserves the rich culture and heritage we carry back from our roots, as well as it becomes an agent between Orissa and North America. So when my daughter came up and she started learning, and I wanted to give a touch of Odisha roots, where she is from, because it's very important for our generation, next generation coming out, they have to know where exactly their roots from. So that's where I started being part of it. Now it's a history for me, and I feel like this is a family which I grow together and live together for the last 20 years.
And Yashaswini ji, going by what he said, it is very important for us to know about our roots. How do you see that playing an important role in the overall development of children here? Your personal experience or being an active participant with this organization?
Thank you for asking that. I have been involved in this society for last 20 plus years. And as you mentioned, our kids are actively participating in all the Odia functions which we have here, and growing up together, and they feel this is an extended family for us. We are home away from home. But with all our Odia community together, with all the happiness, all the sorrow we share together, and kids come up with all kinds of attention they get, and the respect they get from the elders, and they give also respect, which we do not see it here in US because our homeland is in Odisha, in India. But the practical life, they see it over here in the community. So I'm very grateful for our community that we are bringing up our kids with such love and care.
Love and care is important, as well as what Yashaswini ji mentioned, the way Indian culture teaches us to respect our elders. And in fact, Matra Devo Bhava, Pitra Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, all these ideas of reverentially and respectfully connecting with our are integral to Indian culture in some way. But going back to unity and diversity, unity in diversity, and each state represents some specific special features. Talking a little bit briefly about that with you, Srivatsi, when you think about Odisha, of course, whole India, as we say, is a divine land, but what are your special memories of being in Odisha? I don't know how many years were you there as a child?
Sure. I came here in 1994. So I worked in India, then I came here after my studies for higher studies. So what reminds me of Odisha is the great people, the great food, culture, and all sort of gods and goddesses. So a lot of temples, gods and goddesses, and people are easygoing, and you will be able to talk to anybody, you will be able to mingle with anybody, very, very welcoming people, very rich culture, very rich heritage. It's all the way it goes back to Ashoka's era. So lots of temples, lots of artifacts, you'll see rich culture, rich heritage, and we are looking forward to the next generation. A lot of new things have been built in Odisha. A lot of defense establishments have been built. The MiG engines and planes, they get manufactured in Odisha also. Steel plants, a lot of minerals, a lot of mining. It is really, really rich in terms of the culture, heritage, and also in terms of the industrial development, in terms of the minerals, and it is really, really a great resource for the growth of India overall.
Wonderful. Very well said. One side temples, on the other side defense-oriented, innovative equipments being built in Odisha. And when you say that easy to mingle, that brings a sense of smile and joy on everybody's face. You connect with another human being in a way which is a flow of love happening instantly. I think that is a great gift of India to all the sons and daughters of India in some special way. And to share that gift with next generation, how these conventions, do you think, play an important role? Because many times we realize the kind of love for India which you brought with you, it is difficult to have that in the next generation in the same way as, because of their different exposure. So talk to me a little bit about the structure of the 50th convention, annual convention that is happening from the point of view of making second generation Indian American Oriya community members feel about India in the same way as you feel.
I appreciate the question. Let me tell you, my experience, we still have link with Odisha. I go and visit frequently. What I have noticed is India is now trying to become West.
Yes.
And we are trying to actually catch hold of our heritage. I find we maintain the Oriya culture and heritage very strongly over here than compared to what the kids over there. I remember my daughter, I shouldn't talk about my daughter every time, but she cannot speak Oriya because we didn't actually give the opportunity. But if you look at all the kids, etc., they try to learn Oriya, they try to write Oriya. So they wanted to be part of the Oriya by themselves. I'm talking about second generation. Even if she can't speak Oriya, she wanted to do a play with her Odissi dance to say, even if I cannot speak Oriya, I can show my Oriya itself as in my dance. So I love my origin the way everybody else does it. So coming back to the second generation, they grew up with us. We don't have our grandparents, we don't have our brothers, uncles, aunts here. Everybody you see here, they are together. So they have that value. And convention is a process, is a avenue where they come back and they get to know the people whom they have talked, listened, learned. They might have gone to college, come back. So getting the blessings from the seniors, that is the family side of it. But showcasing the culture, showcasing the heritage, what they have gone with, that is what the convention represents for them. It's a big, huge gathering, and specifically for 50th convention, this is going to be the largest Oriya gathering in North America in the history of Odiyas outside.
So there are many things that one would like to know about this convention, but one thing that I personally also feel that this being 50th annual convention, Oriya community is not that much clearly visible to even Indian American community. There could be various reasons. One is maybe Oriya community is not connecting itself with media as such. They are connecting among themselves, or they are not connecting with, let's say, organizations like FIA or those organizations which are sort of considered to be umbrella organizations for the whole Indian different state people come. But I'm glad that you are here. And so, one question that I would like to know is, from Odia community, when you have convention, as is the case in most of the organizations, some people would be recognized, I think.
Right, right.
So, who do you consider from Odia community here in America, which makes you feel proud that from our community he has excelled in XYZ field? It could be scientist, it could be an artist, or something like that.
Right. So what we are doing is we are actually going to honor the whole generation of the pioneers, and there are many of them. So what we'll do, we'll have a Hall of Fame. This convention is about honoring all those pioneers who built up this organization ground up where there was nothing, and it has stood the time. We have crossed 50 years. And this is going to give us the opportunity to honor those pioneers. This is also going to give us the opportunity to build bridges for the future. As you said, Indian Americans, Odia Americans who are second generation who are growing here. So we are creating an avenue for them. There will be a youth activities, a lot of youth activities, and lot of cultural activities, opening ceremony, closing ceremony, lots of cultural activities, and Odisha, lots of Odisha, you'll see that will be on display. And on top of it, a lot of youth activities to engage the youth. So what we have done for this whole convention process, so we are engaging all the youth throughout the country and in Canada. So that way they feel they are part of it, and they get to know what is happening. We are kind of, in a way, passing the baton on to them to go up to the next 50 years and keep going. But again, we are honoring all those pioneers, not a single person, but there are many, many of them who have actually built. But I will ask LALATENDU to add a few names if you would like to.
Yeah, being our national decision was made that 50th annual convention will be organized by New York, New Jersey chapter, and you being general secretary, are you excited, nervous, lot of challenges? How are the things shaping up so far?
Let me ask you, answer the first question. Yes, I do read Odia newspaper and books, and my favorite author is Mrs. Pratibha Roy. And regarding the General Secretary...
Allow me to interrupt you. I've also read some of her novels in Hindi translation long ago. Yeah.
Recently, one book got Jagyansini. I don't know whether you have read that book or not, this famous book. So regarding the convention, we are the host chapter. Being the host chapter, we face a lot of challenges. As you know earlier, that we got competition from different chapters in America, but the thing is that the challenge which we took as a team here, we all work as a team together, and these challenges makes it more comfortable for us. Okay, we can do it. We have hundreds and hundreds of volunteers. That volunteer spirit which New York, New Jersey has, I don't know if any other chapter has it. That is keeping us together and making this big convention. We are thinking it is going to be the great convention and with a 100% success rate. And we have also, as Sribasta mentioned, we have a team of people we have organized different committees who is responsible for different areas or functions. So they will be responsible for their own areas, and we have convener who is going to take the whole overall charge of the convention. It is not easy. It is not easy, but we don't sometimes get along. But in spite of all these pros and cons, we are together, and the volunteers are selflessly working day and night to make it a successful one.
So volunteers,
if I can add,
please go ahead.
So New York and New Jersey, New York, we have a big heart. We are the best chapter who can actually demonstrate the culture in a very big way and broad way. The same style as a Broadway, same style as a Statue of Liberty, and that can only happen in 50th, can only happen in New York, New Jersey area. That's why we thought they are the best chapter who can execute this to the best way.
He got the compliment even without asking. In fact, I was going to ask him being the national president, and it is not always that the national president and the chapter that is organizing this convention are from the same state. So talk to me a little bit about the coordination between different chapters. As a national president, this must be an additional, call that responsibility or your focus, that nobody feels left out. So in the planning stage, have you taken this into account that members from different chapters also get an opportunity to showcase their talent and they feel as involved as, of course, the host chapter would be?
Absolutely. So my advice to them was 50th convention. It is not the convention of Odisha, New York, New Jersey chapter. It is the convention of the whole 50 years of people staying together. That's how it made it. So I advise them to include everybody in all the committees. Either they can lead it or they can be part of the committees. And that's what they have happened. So all the different chapters are part of the different groups and communities. And I think that is one of the programs they're going to do, which is the theme of the whole convention. So each of them will be actually done by the chapters together. So everybody will join together and they'll do it. We'll make sure that each chapter is represented, not in the stage, but outside the stage. So we have involvement from everywhere.
So let me kind of look at India as a whole, and the Sun Temple, Konark, is in Odisha, and the city that I come from in Rajasthan is known as Sun City. That is Jodhpur, Suryanagar it is known. But there are different reasons. There is one thing which connects all Indians in a way which is difficult to explain, and I think there is a mystical element at various profoundly religious and spiritually vibrant places. Many of them are in Odisha also. For a second, let us talk a little bit about your most favorite place, Yashaswini ji, in Odisha. And I also want to connect that with the convention, because in this convention, probably there is one exhibit which would share some of the important places of Odisha. Is there something like that?
If you ask me what is my favorite place, I will definitely say my place, motherland, which is like my Dhenkanal. But I
What
would.
it
It is called Dhenkanal.
Dhenkanal. How do you spell it?
As Dhenkanal. But at a convention like 50th convention, as you know, Odisha is the 29th state of India, and it is located in the eastern part of India at the Bay of Bengals. Puri is the place. This is the one of the Char Dhams. Sri Jagannath Rath Yatra's devotees comes throughout the world during the chariot festival. So my, as somebody said, Bhubaneswar, Konark and Puri, known as the Golden Triangle of Eastern India. So based on that, I would have to have a showcase of Puri, Konark and city to represent my culture, my country, my state, and showcase in the 50th convention that I proudly say that I am the daughter of that.
Wow. So same question, with your personal experience of participating in the Ratha Yatra, and we have Ratha Yatras being organized here in New York also on different occasions. I think Hare Rama Hare Krishna temple, they also organized Puri Jagannath Yatra, but being exactly there, and I think there are some special features of this temple, as well as the way the procession is taken.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yes. So this goes back to many years ago, hundreds of years ago. So the people who actually worship the priests, they are not actually Brahmins. So that's a, for viewers who may not know, and they are called Sabas or tribal people. They are the ones who actually worship Lord Jagannath. They are called Daitapatis. They are the ones who actually worship, and the whole process is fantastic. You wake up, and then there's a lot of preparation, starting from going to villages, identifying where there's a neem tree with certain symbols on them. They cut the tree, they bring it, they create the deities from that. It's a long process. And then the deities are all ready for Rath Yatra. They go from the Jagannath Puri temple to their Mausi's house. And they Everything starts in the morning, and then lots of pomp and ceremony, lots of prayer, lots of formalities for the Lord, and then they all go in the procession to the Mausi's house, and then they stay there a number of days, and they catch fever, and they're treated, and then they come back. So, but this is a long process, it's a tradition, really.
So there is so much that one would learn sitting with them. There are few activities which OSA undertakes. If I mention about literary activities and mentorship for school children, etc. But now I want to go back to the 50th convention. Talk to me a little bit of where it is happening and how anyone who wants to be a part of it, either just by being there or by maybe contributing in some way.
Absolutely. So the convention is going to be happening from July 4th to July 7th in Harrah's Casinos and Convention Center in Atlantic City. It's a 3 days convention. Most probably it is going to be lined up like a 24/7, something or other is happening with guest artists from Bollywood, from Odia.
Can you name some guests?
We are still working out, and some of the things, contracts are not being signed, so I don't want to disclose a lot of things.
And are you also working in close collaboration with government?
So Government of India, Government of Odisha, we are also working very closely with them. They wanted to promote Odisha here because there is a Make in Odisha. That's another thing our Chief Minister is trying. And we also have our own way of promoting a lot of things. We build a lot of digital libraries, for example, in Odisha.
Oh, wow.
We take care of majority of the schools which are like not being funded that well, poor schools and things like that. A lot of things we do, and one of the evening will be actually spent on Odisha development, where the key players, key change makers, they will come down and they will find it out how we can make our state stronger. So this is one of the things this is part of the convention. We'll do it definitely as part of a regular development seminar.
Wonderful. And there are almost 3,000 members or more members?
So we have around 3,000 life members. Okay, they are members for life almost. But we represent around 30,000 of ODIs. When anybody who is in any trouble, like I said in the first time, we provide some kind of social safety net. Anybody who is in trouble, any need, we are there for them, no question asked.
So no question asked, but if you have any questions in terms of more details, the website that you are going to be seeing again, and you have seen that osa2019.org for all the details related to the convention, and of course number of the gentlemen sitting with me here, President of New York, New Jersey chapter of OSA, Shri Vatsa. Share your phone number again and anything specific briefly for someone who is not from Odisha. Can they also come?
Definitely, we are welcoming everybody. Please come and join us, celebrate with us. This event to be part of yours. So my number is 973-224-3309, and our website address is osa2019.org. Feel free to call me, feel free to visit our site, feel free to join us. We welcome all of you to join us.
And 30 seconds, most exciting part of this convention for you?
It will be the grand get together for us, and we are looking forward to meeting new people, old people, and we are planning to make it a history, 50 years of history together.
So you will be watching Odissi dance or a Chau dance also. What is Chau dance? You'll find more about it, and there is so much that is not just a source of enjoyment but also enrichment. And as we conclude this conversation, I thank Yashaswini ji, I thank Shri Varsi, but I want to have the parting words from the National President of OSA, LALATENDU ji. Tell us anything that you would like to add about the convention.
The convention is going to be the greatest celebration we can do outside Odisha. The convention is going to be touching our Odia culture, heritage, but we have a very rich art. We have a rich music. which is a classical music of our own, which has a rich language. So everything in some form or other will be represented there. We'll be going to have a big, huge Odisha bazaar. That includes like we have like famous saris, we call it Sambalpuri saris. If you can see some of the hand painted art, that will be represented. The filigree works from Cuttack, who is one of the famous places we get, that will be represented. So you will see a smaller form of Odisha in this convention.
So wonderful. I'm delighted, excited, happy, and proud that 50th convention of OSA, Odisha Society of America, is happening, and we have the opportunity to witness this glorious cultural, spiritual tradition which shares the message of togetherness in a palpable way. And I thank President of OSA, LALATENDU ji, for joining us, as well as for doing what you are doing, and also President of New York, New Jersey chapter, Srivasti, and General Secretary Yashaswini ji. With thanks to them, thanks to all of you for being with us. This is Ashok.